Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. What do we got going on in the stock market today? We're in rally mode again. Rally mode, Dow's up over 300 points. Now, here's what's interesting. Okay, so we had that little pullback in the market, but we've had this rally now. Okay, so the NASDAQ is bumping up against the 50-day moving average again. But the S&P has shot over the 50-day and the Dow Jones has shot over its 50-day. Looks like they want to pump it up to a new record high. New record high is coming. We're in earnings season and the earnings are coming out good so far. Everybody's beating earnings. Now, why are they beating the earnings? Well, because of the money. The money's been printed. The money's been spent. The companies have made the money. You see, when we put money out there, when we spend money, when we have stimulus checks, when we have that extra unemployment, when we have spending bills, the money all flows into the companies, right? Because people get out and they spend more money. They buy stuff. They spend the money. Now, they didn't earn the money a lot of times because it was stimulus money. It was unemployment money. It was free money from the government to prop everything up, right? But the earnings are coming in good, and this is sending the stock market higher. Probably going to go to new record highs. We'll see what happens next week, but we've reached that 50-day. We're above the 50-day again on the S&P and the Dow Jones, and the QQQ is hitting up against the 50-day. Now, what am I doing right now? Well, right now I'm sitting on a lot of cash. I've taken my positions off. Now I love markets like this where you're up 500 points one day, down 500 the next. It's a very choppy market, and I jump in, I jump out, I take trades off. Those trades are hard to tell you about because I'm in and out of them so fast that it doesn't give you time to get into them. Okay, so what am I looking at today? Well, I'm looking at an index. It's a bullish percentage index. It's a bullish percentage index of the energy sector. All right, the symbol is $BPENER. Now, this is a bullish percentage indicator for the energy sector. Now, this has been at 100% the whole month of October, 100%. You can't get any higher than 100%. Now, crude oil is up over $82. It's up over $82. Now, what am I looking at to do? Well, this is not a popular trade. Everybody thinks crude is going up over $100. And I think it's going over $100 too, but I think it's moved too quickly. I think it's moved too fast. I'm actually putting some puts on the XLE. This is an energy sector play to the downside. I think we're going to get a pullback. I do. I think a month from now, might be tomorrow, tomorrow we're closed. It's Saturday, but it might be next week that we get this pullback before we go higher. Now, I put some puts on the XLE. I have puts on there. Put them on today, right before I'm doing this recording. And that's my play right now. Mostly I'm in cash. This is a very small trade, and it may or may not work out. It's just what I'm doing. Do your own research. But start by researching the bullish percentage indicator for the energy sector. It's at 100%. It can't go any higher. Everyone's bullish on the trade. The trade is 100% bullish. Now, once again, I do think we're going to get oil prices up to $100 a barrel. I think we're going over $100 a barrel. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means for gasoline prices where I'm at, we're already $5 roughly. Some stations are over $5. I think gasoline prices will get to $10 a gallon. $10 a gallon, that's going to be a wake-up call, right? But if you just keep printing money, and we're printing a lot more money, we're trying to get that $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill through, right? And when we get that through and we pump that money out there, inflation's going to hit. It's just going to keep pressing up. Now, let me ask you a question. All right. So how much confidence do you have in the United States dollar? How much confidence do you have in it? When you go to the grocery store, your dollar buys less. When you go to the gas station, you have to pay more. I'm losing confidence in the dollar personally. Now, a lot of people are starting to wake up to this. When we hit that $10 a gallon gas price, there's going to be some confidence lost in the dollar. Now, when people lose confidence in the dollar, where do they go? Where are they going to go? Now, a lot of people think they're going to go into Bitcoin. Do I have confidence in Bitcoin at $60,000 a Bitcoin? Now, I'm an old school guy. Not so much confidence in Bitcoin. I think they're going to flow into gold. I think they're going to flow into silver. I think the gold and silver markets are going to be where you want to be in. Because as the United States, we're going to be looking at a total collapse of the financial system. I'm afraid to say it. The United States used to be very, very competitive. And in some ways, we still are competitive. Look, we're setting new records still today, the United States is. It's setting new debt records, right? I mean, we have record debts in the government has record debts, state and federal. Corporations have record debts. Personal loans are at record debts. We're still setting records. Look, we've got a record trade deficit. The trade deficit has never been bigger. Why? Because we don't manufacture anything in the United States anymore. So we have to send our dollars. That's what we create now. That's what we manufacture. We manufacture dollars and we send them out into the world to get goods and services. Look, we have a record trade deficit, right? We're still setting records. We have a record printing. We've never printed more money than we're printing right now. And all of this is going to have a collapse of the financial system. And that collapse is going to be shown by what we got right now is these negative interest rates. I go, oh, Mike, the interest rates aren't negative. I mean, look at the 10-year bond. It's paying 1.5%. Yes, it's paying 1.5%. But look at inflation running at 5 or 6% according to the government. According to me, inflation is running at 15%. So when you got a bond paying you 1 to 2% and you got inflation paying, 10 to 15%, you got a negative interest rate of about 10 to 13%. That's a negative real rate of interest. And this cannot continue. It can continue, but what they're doing is they're destroying the dollar. They're just destroying it. And people like myself, I'm losing confidence in the dollar, so I buy gold and silver. Now, some people are buying the Bitcoin. Some people are buying the cryptos. I'm an old school. I do not have confidence in Bitcoin at $60,000. Now, do I think Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000? Yeah, probably, but think about it this way. Think about like being a $6 stock. Can that $6 stock go to $10? Very possible. But can that $6 stock also go to zero? Very possible also. And I know, Bitcoin could hit $1 million, but it can also go to zero. I don't have the confidence there. And I don't think that the American public in general is going to have confidence in buying the cryptos. I think they're going to flood into real assets like gold and silver. I think that's where the confidence is going to go when we get this total collapse of the financial system. You see, confidence in the U.S. dollar can go away like that. It can go away in a heartbeat. You get gas prices up at $10, $15 a gallon, people are going to go, I don't want to be in the dollar anymore. I want to get something real, something that I can hold in my hand. I want to get some sound money. I want to get the gold. I want to get the silver. Maybe they want to get a little bit of Bitcoin. I don't know. At these prices, I don't want to get the Bitcoin. I do not. Yes, it probably will go to 100,000. But at 60,000, the risk is just too great to risk that $60,000 in hopes that it gets to 100,000. I'm going to go with the gold and silver trade. That's where I'm putting my money. I'm getting out of the dollar. They're destroying the dollar. But we're going to keep these records going. We're going to keep printing the record amount of money. We're going to keep a record trade deficit. We beat it last month. We're going to beat it again this month. We're going to have that record debt. We're not done with debt. Debt's just going up. We're going to raise that debt ceiling. We're probably going to eliminate the debt ceiling. Why do we need a debt ceiling at this point? Look, we're at 30 trillion in debt. We have 100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Let's just take away the debt ceiling because it's going nowhere but straight up. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Gold and silver. So in the stock market, what direction do I think it's going? At this point, I'm really not sure. I've got a lot of cash. I'm sitting on cash. I'm sitting on dry powder. I'm not really sure which way to play it. I have a small trade on the XLE. Buying some puts on these XLE, I think it's worth a shot. Look I do believe oil's going higher, but it's just gone too quickly. It's gone too quickly. It's got to pull back. It's got to have a little pullback, and that's what I'm betting on. If you like this stuff, give me that thumbs up. You really like it, punch that subscribe button. I'm Tall Mike. It's the weekend. Everybody have a great weekend, but hit the subscribe button so I can talk with you again next week. I love talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Get out there. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye now.